to the conversation. It's BTNC and myself, Arnetra, moving forward healthcare. And we're getting ready to get into it about stress management with COVID, after COVID. Let's just talk about how we manage all this stuff, right? So, Nitra, hello. What's up? You ready?
Hello. Happy Thursday, everyone.
Happy Thursday. So listen, let's get right into the trees about the stress management and COVID prevention situation. Like, how do we already know when we get sick, your stress contributes to that, right? And
Mhm.
then afterwards, if you're continuing to be stressed out, it prolongs your symptoms or even prolongs the life cycle of the sickness. So let's add COVID into that mix now. And let's talk about the prevention side before we get into the post-COVID once you've been diagnosed side. So how can we eat to keep our immunity high? And how does stress play a part of that?
Perfect. And the first thing y'all heard that Tracey said, how do we eat? The first thing is we actually need to eat. So many of you are going all day long with one meal, right? No matter which meals you
Mm.
choose, whether it's you don't like breakfast, okay, fine. We still got to get lunch and dinner. We still have to have adequate nutrients to manage our bodies. And so when we keep it so low and you just eat once a day, that means you probably had a third, maybe you ate so much that you had a half of the calories that you need for the day. But we've got to eat, and you need to eat consistently so that we can keep the body constantly digesting, constantly moving through the cycles that it needs to move through to keep you rested, to keep you alive, keep your brain functioning, keeps everything doing what it's supposed to do to help you keep that immunity high.
Got it. So let's talk about well, before I get into post-COVID diagnosis, so you mentioned different things to eat. What are some examples of some good food that you can feed your body during this time?
Absolutely. So, everybody, first of all, I know so many of you, because we get questions about it, so many of you think, protein, oh, I shouldn't eat it. Or it gets a bad rap around cancer and, body issues or either digestion problem. But the fact is, protein is one of our largest sources of building immunity. That's where so many of you can get zinc from. There's so many of you taking supplementation, but the fact is, if you just would eat properly, you wouldn't have to take so many supplements. So first, protein.
Mm.
If you like beef, it's nothing wrong with you eating, red meat here and there, but just know that there are other concerns if you eat it on a regular basis. But if you like that, eat it. High source of zinc. Seafood, salmon, eat it. That's going to give you a ton of zinc. You can eat avocado, mixed nuts, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, a ton of vegetables, right? Those are the things that you can eat to continue to build that immunity. Sweet potatoes, white potatoes, most things that you all think about and most things that are pretty much staple items, if you eat those consistently, you will be able to keep your immunity high. And why does it happen? You eat those foods, your brain stays healthy. Brain activity is what's helping the rest of the body function. Keeping digestion going helps us keep good gut health, helps you release things and toxins that the body doesn't need. It allows you to sleep better, which is recovery. So it's so important that the eating goes along then with the sleep.
Wow, got it. Okay. So let's get into the post-COVID situation. So we've been diagnosed with COVID. This is like a legit concern. We've gotten like different
Mhm.
layers of this question asked. So we have packed it to paint a broad general brush so we can pull out of it different bulleted points. But you already stressed going into COVID to prevent it. Then you
Yes.
get diagnosed. So now you have another layer of stress that's added to it, stress of the sickness, right? And then you're thinking about 6 months down the road when other symptoms show up, like how do we manage that situation with nutrition? And what are some stress management um, skills, not skills, but things that we can do, maybe exercise to couple with that to help our bodies get back on track.
Absolutely. And so for so many of you watching, you all may have had COVID or you have family members who've had COVID or coworkers, friends, and you see the recovery. you see the struggle that they've had during and post. And so here's what I would share. Number one, as soon as you're able, go outside. The
Mm.
fastest way to help you recover and to consistently keep recovering, go outside in the sunshine. Now, for those of you who do not live in Florida or you don't live in the South, wintertime is upon us, and vitamin D deficiencies start to creep in states where it gets very cold. So really start to think about, if you cannot go outside, this might be the time to take a vitamin D supplement. Is one of your best defenses with improving your health with COVID is vitamin D. Now you can also eat to gain vitamin D. Things like salmon, you can eat your vegetables, but salmon has a very large amount of vitamin D. That's a really great source. But also exercise as soon as you are able. Even just walking consistently is going to help you continue to build up your cardiovascular support. With COVID, the lungs have taken such a big hit that it's time to rebuild them. It's going to be difficult, I know, right? But we have to keep moving through it so that you can recover properly without, months down the road, you experiencing some issues. But those are some great ways to do it. And as you start to feel better, incorporate those weight bearing exercises back in. But your first line of defense, just get outside and walk.
Amen. Move, people, move.
You've got to
All
move.
right. So that covers the stress portion. And if you guys have more questions, please feel free to reach out to BTNC Orlando or Moving Forward Healthcare. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter.
Mhm.
And so there's really no excuse to, if we touch on something that you want a little bit more information on, we truly have no problem following up with you and answering your specific questions going forward. All right. So with that being said, we're going to jump into the studio audience. Our live stream video, I don't know, whatever you call it these days. All right. So we got three questions that we're going to knock out here from our studio audience. And what are some in-home exercises that we can do to help with stress?
Oh my goodness. Tracy, I'm sure is going to chime in. I'm going to jump right in.
Ah,
And Tracy's going to have a ton to share here too. But at home, I will tell you what, your body, as so many of the folks that I follow, your body is the machine. Nobody ever said that you needed equipment to do anything. Although so many of you do have home equipment, but if you have nothing, go ahead, do some air squats, do push-ups, do sit-ups, get some burpees in at home. Those will put you on fire in a very short period of time. So there's no excuse, not to be able to do some of these things at home. Get a jumping rope, jumping jacks, do a little, build your own little circuit. I'll turn that to Tracy.
well, it's really easy for me. In the digital era, we have so many options. We have apps, we have programs, we have YouTube. There's so many different exercise options and outlets. So, and how do we streamline that information, right? Because you can be overwhelmed very quickly. Three ways: goals, actual, like, where is your body, right? And then what can you really do where you are? Like those three things, you answer those questions, and then you can pick the program accordingly, especially if you have an Apple Watch or any smartwatch with a smartphone. It really brings the gym right to you. So it's going to come down to goals, priority, and how bad you want it, right? And so you can start as simple as Pilates and yoga, and then you can go as far as weight training and boot camp. So it's literally up to you and what those goals are. Smart goals. So that's my three tips on how
Yes.
to really streamline the information out there. And again, if there's something you want more information on, hit us up. We'll take care of it. Moving Forward Health and BTNC. All
The
right. So
most
moving.
important piece, everybody, don't let your home environment be the reason why you did not exercise. Again, do not let your home be the reason why you didn't do it.
Because what's our favorite motto?
Listen, y'all know it. Do
Eh,
it. It's all good until it's not.
Until it's not.
So, until it's
All
not.
right.
So do not let
Okay.
that be
So it's all good until it's not. All right. What are the solutions if I have anxiety with the gym in our current climate?
Oh, well, again. The gym is not the only place activity occurs. The gym is just that, a place. Some people like the gym, whether COVID or not. Some people love gyms, some people don't. You don't like small places, go to a larger one. You don't want a big one, find a smaller gym. You don't like the normal gym settings. There's Pilates, there's yoga studios, there rowing classes, there's Zumba, there's boot burn camps, and all kinds of things. And guess what? And then there's parks. There are parks that you can go and do every single thing you need to do right from your telephone, from your watch. You can write it down, so there's no excuse for not being able to be active, because as I said, the gym is just a place.
Exactly. I have nothing to add to that narrative. All right. So here's the last question from our studio crew, or from our digital crew. If I am already stressed and I need to exercise, doesn't exercise cause me to be more stressed?
Then that means it's not the exercise for you, right?
Mm,
There is a level of stress that happens on the body when we exercise, but there's also when there's too much stress, or if you physically just don't like what you're doing, right?
mm.
Everybody doesn't want to lift weights, like physically lift weights, but you still need weight bearing exercises. There's other ways to do it. You can just use body weight. There's Pilates. There's, like I said, yoga. There's rowing classes. But the fact is, you have to find what you love. Go to pole fitness. I've done it before. It's
Exactly.
awesome. And you better know you need some serious muscle
Serious
control to
strength.
do it. So
Yes.
you can do whatever you want. Go to a Zumba class. You want to dance, dance. You can go to ballroom dancing class, whatever it is you like. Go to a mountain
African
climbing
dancing.
studio, whatever you
Yeah.
think you enjoy. The point is to be active. You like Orange Theory? Go to it. But the point is to move your body in a way that you find enjoyable, and is a stress of doing it that you still like, that is exhilarating stress that, oh my God, I'm getting worked. I love it. And not like, oh my God, this is torture, or shoot me, somebody take me away from here. You don't want
It
that.
should not, my tips to that, it should not cost you anxiety, it should
Mhm.
cost you joy.
Yeah.
And I'm chomping at the bits. After this I'm heading to the gym. So like, to me, that's like playtime, fun time, my time, right? And so I like to throw heavy things around. Clearly y'all see me throw tires around and stuff all the time. That's what makes me happy. But it's trial and error, guys. And I encourage you, just like your nutrition program, your workout program should be a combination and a variety of all different types of things that put stresses on your body in a different way. So if you are someone who is in a corporate position and you're highly stressed out, I do not recommend you go throw tires around. I recommend you find some yoga class somewhere, or some Pilates class somewhere, or some type of breathing exercise situation to bring your stress levels down. And then if you want to throw weights around, then I recommend you do that on the days that you're not highly stressed out. So that question is a very good question. The body does read stress as stress. It doesn't know the difference between exercise versus other type of stresses. However, if you are already in an accelerated high stress state, you want to go the other direction with your exercise. But the option is never not to exercise, because it's been shown that exercise helps keep cortisol levels down. You sleep better. There's all kinds of other factors and variables that are, valued and factored in that you're not thinking about, that intrinsically happens inside of the body, that comes from exercise, aside
And
from
think about
weight
it.
loss and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, think about it like this. Exercise brings out those happy hormones. Those are the ones
mhm,
that will sustain you through the day. So it
mhm,
really does have to be, what do you like to do?
mhm,
You have to enjoy the program, whatever it is. And that's why people are
100%.
always so custom. You have to like it,
And start
whatever it
there,
is.
guys. That's it. And Arnetra and I can't even talk to them. I'm so excited. Look, I'm already thinking about throwing tires.
You going to the
Arnetra
gym.
and
Tracy's almost out the door.
I'm like sneakers on. But Arnetra and I are here to run support to you guys. This is our area of expertise. She is nutrition. I'm a lifetime certified personal trainer. I've been doing it for 25 plus years. So there's really nothing you can ask us that we don't know. And if we don't know, we're going to go find out for you, because that's what we're here for. That being said, it's time to wrap up our segment. Oh, that went quick.
Yes, it
That
did.
went quick. So here's what I'm seeing, folks. A lot of you have been asking for us to bring back the After Dark special. Who? So if that is your vote, please let us know. So we're letting you pick the next topic, right? We've talked about stress, we've talked about nutrition and weight loss, we've talked about the after dark situation, we've talked about a myriad of things since we launched on Instagram. So check it. We're putting it out there to you, right? Whatever you want us to talk about next, send us information. We'll put a poll up on our Instagram page so we can, properly track what's going on and get you guys what you need. All right.
Don't be shy though, folks, because we
Never
get
stop.
questions on the side that we're like, wait, how come you didn't say that when we asked? Send in your questions, and remember, nothing is off limits. If we don't know it, we're gonna find the answer. But again, for both of us in our respective areas, it's still over 20 years worth of knowledge in each of us. So 40 years worth of information right here. So we can find the answer to whatever you need, or we already know it. So do not hesitate, no matter what it is. Don't feel overwhelmed by it. Don't feel uneasy about asking a question. Don't feel like any question is too simple or feel like, oh my God, that's a stupid question. No, it's not.
No, we got you.
Ask it.
All right. So we're wrapping up because everything is okay until it's
not.
So we see you guys not next Thursday, the following, right? We're every other Thursday.
2 weeks. Got 2 weeks, everybody.
We got 2 weeks to get those show ideas into us, and we're here. So we're turning it over to the viewers now. Y'all have control on what we talk about next. All right. This is Moving Forward Healthcare and
BTNC Orlando. Everybody have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2.